Imagine you go to the doctor and they say, "Thank you for filling out your questionnaire. I see that your leg hurts. Yeah, you need surgery." That would be a pretty big red flag, right? I know personally, I've gone to many doctors and it's felt like that experience. It's felt a little cookie cutter. I just felt like another client. Now, I certainly think advisors can add a lot of value, or else I wouldn't be an advisor. But I'm going to talk today about when you should not hire a financial advisor. Sounds weird, I know, coming from an advisor, but this is important because I do not believe in cookie cutter planning. I don't believe you should just hire an advisor because maybe your neighbor has one, or you think because you have investments you might need one. So here's the truth. The truth is what a lot of doctors do, and it's because I've experienced this, is they will simply say, "Yep, looks like your leg hurts, you need surgery." Now, I went to a doctor recently and I could not wait to pay for my surgery. I was excited because I was so confident that they would do well, and they did do well, and now I'm playing soccer again and I'm happy. But this is how you guys should view hiring a financial advisor. You should be over the moon. "Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to pay you. Please, I see so much value." If instead, right now you're interviewing a few advisors, or even considering it, and you're like, "I think I should do this. I have some investments, but I don't really know if I need it," then do not hire them, because you, even though you might think you need them, you won't be excited about the relationship and it just won't work out. So there are quantifiable benefits of working with an advisor. You can go, "Got it. If I invest this way or I do this tax strategy, awesome." And then there's the not so quantifiable piece. Once again, going back to hiring a doctor or a surgeon to perform on you. When I went to my doctor, they said, "Before we go ahead and do surgery, let's look at physical therapy first. And before we even go to surgery, if after physical therapy doesn't work, here's some alternative things we're going to look at." They were not hopping right into surgery, even though that was going to pay them the most amount of money. And so it's having a holistic physician that I wanted because I care so much about my body. And the fact that they didn't just jump into surgery gave me a lot of comfort. So why am I telling all of you this? I'm telling all of you this because a lot of you have investments and you're wondering, should I pay a financial advisor? Now, in my opinion, I do not think you should pay a financial advisor if you are only getting investment guidance. The truth is, 80% of you that reach out to us at Root Financial, you're paying an advisor about 1% or so. Maybe there's annuities, maybe there's other commissions, but it's around 1%, and you're only getting investment guidance. You're not getting the tax strategy, you're not getting estate planning, you're not getting withdrawal strategy, you're not working with an advisor that specifically focuses on retirement planning. And so in my opinion, I don't think you need to be paying. For most people, some people go, "Hey, I know I'm paying 1%. I love my advisor. They're doing a great job. I'm sleeping well at night." Great. Then stay with that advisor. If you go, "Hey, I'm kind of thinking there's more services I should be receiving, and 1% feels like a lot, not getting all of the other holistic planning benefits," that's when you should start to consider hiring a different advisor. But the truth is, once again, I come back to this and I harp on this, my parents were burned by 4 financial advisors. It's the reason I became an advisor. I naturally had an ick towards financial advisors, but I saw the risk of bad planning and the value of good planning. And when you have a good financial advisor, not only do you sleep better, you make a whole lot more money, but ultimately your quality of life, your happiness is much higher because you are not worrying about money and you're not worrying about leaving anything on the table. So you should have an advisor, in my opinion, that is focusing on every single aspect of your plan. Now, I have a separate video where you can see it here, where there's 10 different questions you can ask financial advisors. And you can see another video here of the difference between investing and financial planning. But all of these are so that when you finally hire your advisor, you go, "Oh my gosh, I am so excited. Yes, here's money. Please, please, please help me out." Versus what a lot of people do is they're simply going, "Yeah, I feel like I need this. If something happens to my spouse, they're not going to know what to do. So let me just hire someone." And I don't want you to rush into this decision in the same way I wouldn't want you to rush into a surgery. Now, some of you are going, "Oh my gosh, no, my investments are just so out of whack. I have no strategy. I'm retiring in 3 weeks. I need emergency surgery." In those cases, sometimes I'll say, "Hey, maybe you reach out to an advisor, watch a lot of videos, a lot of different podcasts to determine if they do specialize in what you're looking for. And if you still want to move quickly, that's okay." We even recommend here at Root interviewing 2 or 3 advisors before coming to us. You can see one person here interviewed 7 advisors. You don't need to interview 7, but I want to make sure that when you are reaching out, you go, "Oh my gosh, yes, this is a good fit for what I'm looking for." I can tell they specialize in the whole holistic services. And you can see right here an image of the difference between a traditional advisor and what we do, which is every single aspect of tax planning, withdrawal strategy, how much can you take out when markets change, in retirement, how do you make sure, number one, you don't run out of money, but number two, what most people don't talk about is we don't want you to be mad at us when you are in your 80s going, hey guys, I've got 2, 3, 4, 5 million bucks. Why didn't you give me the confidence to go spend more when I told you that money was worth more to me when I had my energy and health? Those are the types of things that you cannot exactly quantify on a spreadsheet, or for example, only because I have this top of mind right now, this happened an hour ago, client comes to me going, hey, should I retire at 57? And we talked about a lot of different things, and they were not in the best health, admittedly. And they're like, I don't know how long I have with my spouse while they're in their current health. And so, yeah, we could look at retiring maybe 2-3 years out, but if you really worked hard and saved well in the next 6 months or so, you're in a good spot to retire, and you cannot quantify the impact of health savings on a spreadsheet as much as you try. So to me, if you're not getting an advisor that's doing the holistic services, I don't think it makes sense, in my opinion, once again, to pay an advisor unless there's a really strong family or friend relationship there. So in my mind, I almost have a checklist of 4 things, which is number 1, are you a fiduciary? Don't be joke, but if a neighbor, this was a few months ago, they said, hey, I heard you're a fiduciary, so when do we start? I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, well, I want to start this. You're a fiduciary. I go, that's like a handshake. A fiduciary is like, nice to meet you. Can we even talk? Then number 2, are you a certified financial planner? Meaning, did you take the extra steps to make sure that you actually focus on the holistic services, not just investment management or not just insurance sales or things like that? So that's level 2. Level 3 is saying, okay, now I know you're a fiduciary. Now I know you're a certified financial planner. Do you work with people like me? Meaning, do you specifically work with people preparing for retirement, looking for tax, withdrawal, estate, etc.? And then finally, number 4, which in my opinion is actually one of the most important, is do you like them? Because if you're not enjoying speaking with them, even though all the financial stuff works out, or your spouse is not going to enjoy speaking with them, then do not hire an advisor. Because what we do not subscribe to is, here we go again, boring financial advisor talking about numbers and graphs. That puts people to sleep. And if you're falling asleep in our meetings, then we are not doing our job. We want you over the moon. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Our review meeting is coming up. Yes, we're going to talk about how much we can spend this year in our tax plan so that we don't get killed in taxes, just like my book here says, don't get killed in taxes. There's so much fun stuff to talk about. And as you know, I've got all my kind of cool gadgets around here. I'll zoom in on this. It says anti-cookie cutter jar. 1, I like cookies, admittedly. If it doesn't have salt on it, don't get it near me. It needs a little bit of salt, but not too much. For those of you that know, you know what I'm talking about. But the truth is, when I say anti-cookie cutter jar, someone sent that to me because I do not believe in asking what's your age and your risk tolerance, because you're like, I don't know, I'm a 2 today and a 10 tomorrow. That's not helping me retire. You need a custom strategy so you can retire early with total confidence. Now, if it's not clear, this is what we do and it's what we love to do. So if you're going, hey, this is more in alignment with what I think I'm looking for with an advisor, then reach out to us. Even then, we will not say hire us, because once again, you're going to fill out our questionnaire, you're going to have investments. That doesn't mean you should work with us. In the same way, just because you wrote my leg hurts, it doesn't mean you need surgery. We might look at your investments and go, hey, you're actually doing a good job. You don't really need tax planning. You don't need a withdrawal strategy. It sounds like you're really good and you're on top of this stuff, either yourself or your advisor's doing a good job. Don't pay us. It's not going to be worth the hassle to move investments to us. It might be the opposite. I might go, oh my gosh, this is a no-brainer. If I were you, I would move assets yesterday, because look at all the cool planning opportunities in front of you, and we want to tackle these with you. And you'll go, yep, that makes sense. Let's do it. So it just depends, once again, what stage of life you're in and what experience you're looking for. That's what it comes down to. Hopefully this video was helpful to shed some light on this. Once again, if you guys have any questions about any of this, reach out and see if we can help.